Psychology is the silent map of the human mind, showing how thoughts, emotions, and behaviors rise, move, and fall. It is not just a subject of books or academic theories, but the real, living experience of every person walking through life. Human psychology is the story behind why we do what we do, say what we say, and feel what we feel, often without understanding ourselves. Every movement of the body, every look of the eyes, every change in the tone of voice is part of this inner world expressed outwardly. A man may smile, but behind that smile may be stress, fear, or sadness. A woman may appear calm, but her hands may fidget, revealing anxiety. This gap between what we show and what we actually feel is the root of much confusion in relationships and society. People often hide their true emotions because they are afraid of judgment or rejection, and this hiding becomes a habit so deep that even they forget what their original emotion was. From childhood, we are trained to behave, to be good, to act as expected, and in this process, our original nature gets buried under layers of conditioning. A child who cries is told to be strong, a teenager who questions is told to be silent, and an adult who feels lost is told to be practical. So we learn to smile when we want to cry, laugh when we feel hurt, and agree when we want to rebel. This is how the mind is shaped, not with truth but with survival tactics. Our behaviors, tendencies, and choices are often nothing but echoes of this lifelong training. A man who lies often may not be bad, but may have learned as a child that truth brought punishment. A woman who tries to please everyone may have learned early that love only came when she obeyed. These patterns, though invisible, rule our lives. The body speaks louder than words, and the face, when unguarded, becomes the mirror of the soul. When someone walks into a room confidently, shoulders relaxed, eyes open, and breath steady, they communicate peace. But when a person walks with stiff shoulders, restless eyes, and tight lips, it is often a sign of inner fear or tension. Face language is not just about expressions, but about the energy behind the expressions. The eyes especially reveal what words hide. A hungry look, a tired gaze, or a suspicious glance can reveal desire, exhaustion, or mistrust. If we truly want to understand someone, we must go beyond their words and observe the silent signals of their body and face. But to do that, we must first become aware of ourselves. Desire and lust are not wrong or evil. They are natural energies of the human body and mind. But when they become obsessive or blind, they create confusion and suffering. Desire is not only sexual. It can be a desire for power, money, fame, beauty, approval, or attention. Lust is desire without awareness, where one is lost in the wanting without seeing its source. A man may desire a car not for transportation but to feel successful. A woman may desire a slim body not for health but to feel accepted. We often chase things without understanding what we are truly chasing. Behind every desire is a feeling of lack, an inner emptiness we try to fill with outside objects. But the more we fill, the emptier we feel. Envy and jealousy are born when we compare our lives to others. We look at someone else's success and feel like failures. We see someone's beauty and feel unattractive. But this comparison is based on illusion. No one shows their full reality. People show their edited version to the world, hiding their struggles and pain. A person may look happy in photos but cry alone at night. Another may have wealth but feel emotionally bankrupt. Yet we look at their surface and feel small. Envy is the fire that burns our peace because it keeps us focused on others and blind to our own unique beauty. Jealousy arises when we fear losing something or someone to another. It is a form of attachment mixed with insecurity. A lover becomes jealous not because they truly love, but because they are afraid of being abandoned. A friend becomes jealous when they feel replaced. This jealousy is a signal, not of love, but of fear and possession. Fear itself is one of the strongest emotions ruling the human mind. It shows up in many forms: fear of failure, rejection, loneliness, poverty, old age, and death. Most of our decisions are rooted in fear, though we cover them with logic. A person stays in a toxic job out of fear of the unknown. A woman marries someone she doesn't love out of fear of being alone. Fear shrinks life, limits choices, and locks us in mental prisons. Regret is fear looking backwards. It is the mind's way of punishing itself for past actions. I should have done this. I shouldn't have said that. These thoughts play on repeat, draining energy. But the past cannot be changed, only understood. Regret is not useful unless it becomes awareness. If we look at our past with honesty but without judgment, we can learn and grow. But if we hold on to regret, we become stuck, heavy, and tired of life. Happiness, which everyone seeks, cannot be found in objects, people, or events for long. All external happiness is temporary. A new phone excites us for a week. A vacation gives joy for a few days. But soon, the mind wants more. True happiness comes not from what we have, but from how clearly we see life. Peace is not the absence of problems, but the absence of inner conflict. A person may live in a busy city, surrounded by noise, but still feel peaceful inside. Another may live in a quiet home, yet feel restless. Peace comes when there is no resistance inside, when we are not fighting ourselves. This happens through awareness, when we begin to observe our thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and patterns without judgment or suppression. Awareness is the beginning of real psychology, the inward seeing of the mind. When we observe our anger without acting on it, we begin to understand where it comes from. When we see our jealousy as it arises, we begin to notice our attachments. This silent observation creates a gap between emotion and action, and in this gap is freedom. In daily life, this awareness changes everything. For example, if someone insults you and you feel the rise of anger, just notice it. Don't fight it, don't express it. Just watch it like a cloud passing through the sky. Slowly, you will see that the anger dissolves. The same with desire. The next time you feel a strong desire for something, be it a person, a phone, or a new job, pause for a moment and ask, what am I really looking for? Often you will discover that behind every desire is a deeper emotion, perhaps the desire to feel loved, important, or secure. By seeing clearly, the grip of desire loosens. Human psychology is not a fixed science, but a living art of understanding the self. We are not machines. We are constantly changing beings, and unless we see ourselves anew every moment, we live in past conclusions. Every reaction we have in daily life, be it irritation in traffic, frustration with a child, or sadness on a lonely evening, can become a doorway to deeper understanding. But for this, we must slow down, observe, and not rush to fix or change anything. Life is the greatest mirror, always showing us what we need to see if we have the courage to look. When we observe with stillness and honesty, we begin to see the deep roots of our behavior. We may realize that our constant need to prove ourselves comes from childhood wounds. We may see that our fear of rejection was born from early experiences of being ignored or unloved. We may understand that our habit of controlling others is a way to manage our own insecurity. This understanding is not depressing, it is freeing. Once we see why we do what we do, we are no longer blindly driven by it. Slowly, we become more conscious, more balanced, and more kind to others and to ourselves. In this light of awareness, all emotions are understood and accepted. Anger loses its poison. Lust becomes a playful energy. Fear becomes a teacher. Regret becomes a mirror. Desire becomes a direction, not a trap. And happiness becomes a gentle, natural fragrance of being at peace with what is. No more running, no more comparing, no more pretending. Just a simple, clear living. This is the art of understanding human psychology. Not from books or experts, but from direct, daily observation of life as it unfolds in front of us and inside of us. The more we watch without judging, the more we learn. And the more we learn, the more we grow. Not into someone new, but into someone real. Because the truth is, peace is not found at the end of effort. It is found in the absence of inner resistance. And happiness is not something we achieve. It is what we return to when we stop chasing illusions and start living with awareness. That is the simple, silent secret of the mind. Observe it deeply, and it reveals everything.